we would never have moved out of the Stone Age. It's our misery that drives us forward.
I don't know though. There's always like a part of the population that's content with things, right? And then there's people who think that we can always do better. But like the motivations behind that are varied as well too, right? Like,
yeah.
Some people will push the envelope because they think that it'll make them rich, or some people do it for other reasons, I guess. Mainly just because they think it's gonna make them rich, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But I think it's just
a weird one.
Human nature. I think that's just a part of us that will never kick. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's just how we are.
I just noticed that today is Hitler's birthday.
Is it Hitler's birthday?
420.
Yeah. So 420 is Hitler's birthday.
Is it
I always
really?
think of that. Yeah.
You
Before
always
I
think of that? Someone says, "Hey,
before-
420 tomorrow," and you go, "Oh yeah, Hitler's birthday." See, you are a closet fascist. I knew it.
And yeah, big fan of old AH. I read that he wrote a second book after Mein Kampf.
You've read Mein Kampf?
No, I've never read it, but
He wrote a book.
He didn't write a sequel to Mein Kampf.
He did. It's called Hitler's Secret Book. But
No, it's not.
It was originally called that, but now it's called Hitler's Second Book. It's
No,
true.
it's not.
It's true. It's a true fact. It talks a lot about Lebensraum.
I don't believe
true.
it. He didn't write
Genuinely.
Well, he wrote a sequel.
This is the
Mein
truth.
Kampf, the sequel, what was it called? Mein Even Kampfeer? Let's go camping. Carry on up the Kampf. It's
No, it was genuine, but because back when Mein Kampf was originally published, it didn't sell very well. So his publisher was like, "Nah, you're not gonna. Don't
You
bother."
need to make one with more of an erotic angle to it, my Führer. Ja, with sexy boobies und Lebensraum.
That's true.
Why do we always talk about Hitler?
Dude, he's such a titan of the 20th century. It's hard to get away from that shadow. You know, it's always there.
Somebody
in the
yesterday
back of my
commented
mind.
on my grotesque facial hair, because every once in a while I don't shave, and I go for weeks without doing it, and I develop a huge neck beard. It looks gross. It's like all patchy and shit. But one thing about my mustache is that it doesn't connect in the middle, you know, the bit underneath like your nose, like the nostril separator part of your nose, that thing, whatever that is.
So
no hair grows on that.
You cannot do a toothbrush.
Yeah,
is
it's
what
like
you're saying.
Moses
It's
is like
impossible.
parting my mustache at all times. He's just in there, just holding it down. So I have this like a no man's land in between my mustaches. I have like two separate mustaches. And somebody yesterday said it's like a jigsaw piece puzzle where Hitler's mustache fits in where I don't have mustache. So it's like me and Hitler could form like Voltron to form like one full mustache, because he's got like the little mustache and then I've got like the two side mustaches.
Right. Let's see.
I thought it was interesting, and then it made me think maybe I
leader.
would form like Voltron with Hitler, but at the same time, I don't really like Hitler that much, so I don't really want to form with him.
No, I hadn't noticed that, but now whenever I see you, I will think that you are the opposite of Hitler. So PUBG had an update today.
Yes.
I've been playing it a bit more. I've just looked at the. They've added a vector, which is like a little sort of this weird futuristic gun. I recognize it. Is it a real thing?
The Vector?
Yeah, and a motorbike with a sidecar.
Is that a real thing?
A motorcycle with a sidecar? Hey, I think it was back in like the 1930s. Yeah.
I'm only joking.
Didn't we joke about that being added?
What, a
I'm pretty
motorcycle
sure we
sidecar?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
we made a joke about that being added, and then it actually has been. I don't know whether they listened to us or watched us.
No.
I'd like to
I
think
doubt
that-
it. I doubt it.
I'd like to think we influenced the community, though.
Yeah, I think-
you know.
I don't think that's the case at all.
Given that pretty much everything that they've added looks to me to be stuff that everybody was saying they should really add so and so. And I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure they look at the subreddit, but I'm sure that they watch streams and videos of it to see how people are playing their game and what they're struggling with and what they're complaining about, because that's the best feedback you can get. I mean, all right, people are going to go and complain on Reddit or praise some aspect of the game, but I think if you actually watch people play it, right, really playing your game, that's the kind of feedback you can only get. Like, more often than not, you just have to wait for people to complain. But if it's like a minor gripe, like for instance, you couldn't, I believe in the new patch you can, I haven't played it yet, but you couldn't mark on the map for other people to see, which is kind of fundamental. You could say, let's go here, and click on a map.
You could
do
mark
that
things
now.
on the map yourself, but your teammates wouldn't see them.
They have added that. And when you were spectating, you couldn't see the other player's map when they called it up and stuff like that, so you couldn't keep track of the circle. That's the kind of stuff that I feel like they've watched people play and complain about on a minor level and have thought, actually, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know, because a lot of the stuff that the base game was so good, and we've played it. I mean, we've played it so much since it came out.
Yeah, I find that game just excellent.
It's super addictive.
I really, really enjoy it. Yeah. I like everything about it.
It's great.
Good.
Do you guys remember, this is a complete change of topic, do you remember a company called Steorn? Do you remember Steorn? Steorn. They were an Irish company. They've gone into liquidation, who claimed that they had cracked perpetual motion. Do you remember this? This was quite a big story about 10 years ago. And I've been keeping an eye on them forever because I love the idea of this Irish company cracking perpetual motion. But they haven't, and they didn't, okay?
Yeah, I remember this,
so
yeah.
It's
coming back to me now.
Right, they had this demonstration that they did at, like, some science museum and everything that didn't work, and they said it was because of all the lighting and all this stuff.
Right.
So I'm just reading about this other demonstration that they did. This is the downhill slide of Steorn, from people saying they can't be serious to them saying, no, we are serious, we're going to do a demonstration, we'll have all the scientific trials and everything. In May of 2015, they developed this thing called the Ordo Power Cube, or the Orbo Power Cube, which was a way you could charge a phone with it. Just set it going and it charges your phone. It generates more power than you put in and all the rest of it. They put it on display behind the bar of a pub in Dublin. I just think that them walking in and slapping down a perpetual motion machine on a bar and saying, like, watch this, lads, this is it. And that same year they went into liquidation. You just think the downhill slide there of a company from everybody's saying, ooh, really? Oh, yeah. 400 scientists said, yeah, we'll help out with your, we'll do an independent peer review and everything, to them just walking into a bar and slapping down. There's a perpetual motion machine right there behind the bar. I think it's just a desperately sad story. And it's a shame it didn't work out. Obviously, it would have been great, but just such an incredible ending. Where can we see this technology? Oh, it's in the Dog and Duck. It's just on the behind the bar.
Yeah.
Just next to the Guinness.
Fuck.
Go and ask, and you can have a look at it. Does it work? Oh yeah, it works. Yeah.
We've also got a portal gun around the back of the Queen's legs.
Yeah, check it out. Portal gun. Yeah, it works.
Portal gun.
Don't touch it.
There.
Just trust me. It works.
We've also got a time machine around the back of the bogs in the pub down the road. Yeah. Just check it out. If you go to the ladies and you just put your hand down the cistern, the switch is right down there. Just reach around and you'll feel it, and then just grab hold. And then put your head under the water, flush, and you'll go back in time. Yeah.
And boom.
I think in 2016, this is what I don't know. I don't know if this is true. I'm reading this on Rational Wiki. The CEO said, "We took their money, we raised their expectations, and it fell flat on its fucking face.
Yeah.
They are right to be angry about that." And then he took up a career as a professional online poker player, apparently.
Excellent.
Yeah.
How many businesses out there on a daily basis fail? It's probably a staggering amount, right? Like, there's like a lot of people that start up businesses, they get loans from banks and stuff to start up businesses. They think they have a good idea, or they think they have a good market or whatever, and things just don't work out for whatever reason, and they close. It's weird though, right? Because you think of, if you're at work, if you're at like a 9-to-5 job and you're thinking, fuck, I would love to just work for myself. I just want to go work for myself, do something like for myself, like start a business or whatever. And you think that like when you do that, once you've done that, because it's like, you don't know where to start sometimes, and then you finally do it, okay, and you start up a business, and you think that you've made it, but man, you're like, nothing is guaranteed, right? Like you might be in business for like a month, and then fucking it just doesn't work out, and then you just have to fucking fold, and you've lost a lot of money, and you have to go back to work or whatever. Like it's crazy to think that so many businesses start up and fail, and then the ones that are super big and super like profitable and are businesses that have been around for so fucking long, like a lot of like the big corporations and stuff have just been around since like the Great Depression and stuff like that. And like year after year, they just continually make more money and stuff. But like, I don't know, like if you were to start a business right now, doing something,
Right.
I'd be really fucking scared to do it. Like I would never like take the plunge. It would have to be like an almost sure thing. Like,
Well, here's the thing. About half of all businesses, like small businesses, half of them will fail within 5 years. Okay? So if
Even
you-
5 years,
I know
though.
5
like,
years is
that's a
it
long
feels like a
fucking
long
I
time.
it was like I thought it was more like 90%.
No, I mean
fail.
it's hard to find the statistics. I think for sure because they tend to track like the number of new
If
businesses
you're going to
registered.
be a fucking business, right, and you say, here's my business, right, we're going to be ghost hunters, so what we're going to do is we're going to suck the energy off of ghosts. We're going to capture the ghosts, and we're going to capture them, we're going to suck their energy off,
Right.
and that's going to go into the power grid. It's going to be an infinite source of energy because there's loads of ghosts, right? People will say, you're insane, that's shit. If I give money to you, then I'm a fucking idiot. You know, you can't be like, but they said it was going to work because they said the ghosts were going to power it. Shut the fuck up. You're a dumbass. I don't have any...
I mean,
It's inevitable. No, but that's what like Steorn was like, right? If you're going to come along and say something that's just completely impossible, like perpetual motion,
But that's not most
you know,
businesses, Lewis. Most businesses are not about ghosts and perpetual motion. I don't think that's the opening gambit that most small businesses have in this
Most
in
small
this
businesses
real
fail
world.
because
most
they-
perpetual motion businesses fail within 5 years. Staggering statistic. The other 5, they're still going. Nothing's going to stop them. They're perpetual motion businesses, obviously.
but,
In
like,
100
but even
years'
5
time.
years. 5 years is a long time to run something for it to fail. Then, right? Like you're doing something for 5 years, and you think, am I gonna be doing this for the rest of my life? Am I not? Like it's a little bit touch and go sometimes. I don't know, sort of thing. And then after 5 years, like, oh shit, I've got to fold. Like, it's
well,
nothing,
you got to
nothing going
understand that
on.
it might still be a profitable thing. It just might not be profitable enough. You know, it
Yeah.
might be like it's just too much time commitment. You know, a lot of people who make small businesses, they run their own shops or they run their own things, and sometimes they don't really. Sometimes they're ticking over. Sometimes they're okay. I mean, they're not. They don't. I think a lot of small businesses don't start off as huge ventures. They don't start off as this plan to, you know, take £1 million of debt on and get you know, they're not that optimistic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Like there's a shop
like-
near me and they sell like nice little bits of furniture and things you'd put in your house and go, oh that's nice, like little pretty things, right? And they'll distress furniture for you and they'll, you know, undistress furniture for you if you want it done up nice. You know, that kind of shop, they'll probably be around for about 5 or 6 years before they finally call it quits. And they might be breaking even